The other day, someone made a very dangerous comment on one of my videos. They asked, what are all the different ways that we can help the holy souls in purgatory? And oh man, that got me started. So we're going to go over 27, as far as I know, different ways that we can help the holy souls in purgatory. If you'd like to support this channel in any way, please do so through Buy Me a Coffee. Let's get right into it. Now, if you don't know much about me, I've made at least 300 videos on purgatory. I've made like about 700, but at least half of them are on purgatory. I've researched everything I possibly can, known books, well-known books, and even obscure books on purgatory. So I've thought about every possible thing that I have ever thought of and heard of ways that we can help them. If you have any other suggestions, mention them down below. Now, this isn't going to go through specific prayers because that would take way too long, but I am going to highlight some of the more well-known prayers. And these are arranged from most powerful, more or less, to least powerful, although all of these ways are incredible ways that we can help the holy souls in purgatory. So let's start. Number 27, one that I'm a huge fan of myself. Number 27 is have others pray for the holy souls in purgatory. Sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes you're a busy person or whatever is the case. But if you ask other people to pray for the holy souls in purgatory, that's a genuine way for you to affect change in the world, to get others that maybe pray more. So have others pray for the holy souls. Number 26. Now this one, I'm going a little bit on a limb. I don't know. I haven't heard it, but it makes sense to me that it could be a possible thing to burn blessed incense for the holy souls in purgatory. We use incense in adoration at Mass as a form of prayer. Why then can't we offer blessed or exorcised incense for the holy souls in purgatory? Comment down below if you've ever heard of that or if you've ever done that. But this is one that I think we should consider, so I'm putting it down as number 26. Number 25, I have read this, to burn blessed or exorcise candles for the holy souls in purgatory. There's this story that there was a woman who was burning blessed candles for the holy souls, and she wasn't exactly sure if it was something that was helping them. And then so she turned it off, but then she felt impelled to do it again. And when she did, she saw their hands. She saw their hands in prayer, praying near the blessed candle. It provides some sort of relief for them. How exactly, we don't know until we're there, but somehow that blessed candle, the act of faith, the love behind it, is a prayer that affects relief for the souls in purgatory. Number 24 is holy water. Now this can be sprinkled in your house or on their graves. On their graves is probably more powerful, or really anywhere. And as you're sprinkling the holy water, at least the intention in your heart or a prayer of your choice, something of, Lord, let this holy water bring relief to the souls in purgatory. It provides relief. There are a number of different accounts where the holy souls themselves will tell the mystic of how much relief it provides. Number 23, praying, but at their graves. This is something more specific, praying at their graves. Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich tells us that there's an intimate connection between the body and the soul, not just in life, but at death. Hence, Catholics use relics. So where the person is buried matters. And if you pray there, you are literally, it's like you're closer to them. And the prayers are more powerful. So consider going to a cemetery and praying for the particular person at whose grave you are at. Number 22, probably one that you've never heard of. I think I learned this from Maria Simma. Ask priests to give their blessing to the holy souls in purgatory. She says somewhere that even the sacerdotal blessing, it's in one of those books, affects relief for the holy souls in purgatory, or at least Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich said this. So ask the priest or the deacon, or if you are a priest or a deacon or a bishop, maybe a bishop's listening to this video, your blessing can reach down, not just on earth, but even down to the depth of purgatory. So offer them your blessing. It will grant them much relief and provide merit and blessings for you in return. Number 21, send them your guardian angel. We have an immortal beautiful angelic being at our side. Some of us maybe have two at our side for the whole of our life. And their whole mission is you. You are that particular guardian angel's only mission. Mind blowing. I don't know how or why God is so generous and abundant in the things that he creates. But we have this guardian angel right here or here, wherever he is. They can help us tremendously to pray, but we can also put in the work, and they want us to. They want to be of assistance. So send your guardian angel to the souls in purgatory. And guess what? The souls in purgatory have a guardian angel too. Sometimes they can see them, but they're providing some sort of relief for them. So when you send your guardian angel to them, ask them to send their guardian angels to you. So that's why when you're praying for the souls in purgatory, you gain two intercessors, the soul in purgatory, that person, and their guardian angel. Number 20. Now, these used to have a different name that now has a different connotation, but short prayers to God. Jesus, help them. My Lord, have mercy. My Lord and my God. These simple and short prayers, think of them as like spiritual daggers to pierce, to cut, that you can use at any time, whether you're cleaning, washing the dishes, taking care of children, working, sitting at your desk, whatever you're doing, or you're driving, or whatever it is that you're doing, you can offer these short prayers to God of your choosing. Some are indulgenced, like the guardian angel prayer, or even the sign of the cross. And so it's sort of a double thing, the prayer and the short partial indulgence. So offer short prayers to God throughout the day for the souls in purgatory. Number 19, sort of similar, offering your desires to God. Now, this is something even more interior that we could do really at any time. Our desires are worth something to God. Our desires are the fuel behind the prayer. If there's no desires and you're just moving your lips, they have less merit. Your holy desires are an acceptable sacrifice to God. I would suggest to you to offer your desires in union with the desires of Jesus and Mary to the Heavenly Father for the holy souls in purgatory. Put that all together, and that's a beautiful spiritual bouquet that you could offer at all times. Simply sit with that desire. Lord, I wish that this particular soul could contemplate your face right now. And you are offering a powerful form of relief and prayer for the holy souls. Number 18, specific reparatory acts. Is that even a word, or did I just make that up? But what is this? So sometimes a soul in purgatory needs a particular action to repair a sin or a defect that they had during life. There's a story that sort of comes to mind of someone that, a soul in purgatory, that had a debt that they owed. The act of reparation was to pay that debt, to find out what that was, to pay the debt to the appropriate person. We can sometimes discern this, or if we're aware of this, or just different actions throughout our day that we can offer that specifically repair the defects of that soul in purgatory. So for instance, if a soul in purgatory is there because of inattentiveness at their work, or they were not doing their duties to the best of their ability, when you do your duties diligently, not only is that merit and virtue for you, but that's a sacrifice and a prayer that you can offer to God for the holy souls in purgatory. Number 17, we're getting into some difficult ones here. Number 17, ask God to send sufferings. Now remember, God is merciful. God is your loving Father. So this is simply giving him permission, opening the door to send whatever sufferings he deems necessary or fit for your own personal growth and detachment of life and attachment to heaven, but also because these sufferings, you know that they're potent, because if God sends them, they're the right formula, the right sacrifice that you can offer then back for the souls in purgatory. Number 16, we're in the season of Lent as this is being recorded. Fasting. I had a video where I talked about 6 different ways that you can fast. Water, different types of bread and water, etc. You can go back to that video and check it out. But fasting is powerful, especially coupled with prayer and almsgiving. But even fasting on its own is its own prayer. Think about the souls that you can offer it for. Those that did not fast appropriately, that maybe were in religious life, those that sinned through the sin of gluttony. Fasting is incredibly powerful to bring relief to them particularly. So if you're someone that struggles with gluttony, fasting repairs for your sin here on earth, boom. But then you repair for the sins of those in purgatory, twofold reparation. It doesn't get better than that. Number 15, implore the saints, praying for the souls in purgatory with the saints. And you could do this. This is like a twofold one, with or without their relic. Obviously, if you have a third, second, or first class relic of a saint, the prayer is more powerful because they are quite literally physically there, in the same way that when you're in front of the Blessed Sacrament, it's just more powerful because of our physical nature. Praying for the souls in purgatory with the saints, but also invoking them, asking them to pray for the souls in purgatory. Since we, the church militant, are the ones the most responsible for bringing relief to the souls in purgatory, it's really the ball's in our court for us to initiate that. Number 14, and this is something that I'm going to begin in my channel on the eve of the feast of St. Joseph, March 18th. His feast is on the 19th. It's going to be a special consecration to Our Lady under some particular title relevant to purgatory. It's either going to be Our Lady Queen of Purgatory, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, or Our Lady Star of the Sea. I'm kind of discerning which one it's going to be. But number 14, consecrate yourself to Our Lady for the holy souls. Different consecrations have a different emphasis. St. Louis de Montfort, it's more general. St. Maximilian Kolbe, it's for evangelizations. And there's other ones out there. This one is going to be specifically to place yourselves in her hands as an instrument for the holy souls in purgatory. Quite powerful. Number 13, something that is more well known, the heroic act. What is this? This is this very courageous offering to God of all of your merits and all the prayers that are going to be offered or given to you after you die, that you essentially sacrifice all of them in complete generosity and abandonment to Our Lady. You place them in her hands so that she can give them to Jesus for the holy souls in purgatory. Especially, it's sort of like saying, God, whatever rewards or whatever prayers are going to be offered for me after I die, may those be completely forwarded and given to the holy souls in purgatory, the heroic act, which is itself an incredibly meritorious action. It's almost like an act of martyrdom. So for those that feel called to this, the heroic act. Number 12, offering sacrifices throughout the day. There's specific repertory sacrifices or actions that we do, but this is more general. These are these little sacrifices that we do, maybe not putting butter on your bread, not putting salt on your food, eating blander food, taking the thing that's less tasteful to you, doing something that's a little bit difficult. These tiny little sacrifices that add up throughout the day, you can offer all of those, whether you choose them or they happen to come to you, like things happening with your children or with your family, your work, or your spouse. You can offer them for the souls in purgatory. Number 11, novenas. Novenas, I'm going to have a video about this sometime in the future, were invented by... I'm giving it away. They were invented by Our Lady. She's the one that started it all. 9-day prayer, increasingly intensifying. That's why that ninefold is like that prayer intensity is growing and growing and growing to obtain a specific request, a healing, or a specific gift from God. In this case, you can have novenas done for the souls in purgatory. You can also do novenas to them, since those that are, as they are increasingly delivered and freed and purified, their intercessory power grows. So we can ask the souls in purgatories through novenas to them to pray for us. Number 10, spiritual communions for them. In COVID, this really was sort of more popularized, although it's been around for a long time. But when we go to communion, or even when we're not at Mass, it might be the case that for some reason we can't receive communion physically, which is the ideal. We can have a spiritual communion, which is a desire to receive Jesus, and there's a specific prayer where it's something like, Lord Jesus, I'm not able to receive communion right now, but I deeply desire to receive you spiritually in my heart. You can offer spiritual communions for anyone as a prayer, but specifically for the souls in purgatory. Number 9, adoration of the Blessed Sacrament for the souls in purgatory. Now we know from different mystics that those souls in purgatory that had a devotion to the Blessed Sacrament, especially in adoration, they often are allowed by God to do their purgatory in front of the Blessed Sacrament. So it's a lot less painful, much more quick. So when you go to adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, first know that there's other souls in purgatory that are there praying before the Blessed Sacrament, but that powerful prayer can be offered for them to bring them relief. Number 8, the chaplet of Saint Gertrude. Now, our tradition tells us that this prayer was given to Saint Gertrude, and Jesus told her that whenever she prayed it, that 1,000 souls would be released from purgatory. Now, we know that because we're not Saint Gertrude, that number might differ, might be more, and might be less, depending on our fervor and our state of our relationship with Christ. So this chaplet of Saint Gertrude is praying the Saint Gertrude prayer on rosary beads 50 times. The hope is that 50,000 souls in purgatory would be released. Pray it. It's powerful. It's awesome. Now we're getting closer to the top ones. Number 7, the chaplet of divine mercy. Now, all prayers that focus on the sufferings of Jesus are almost always, if not always, more efficacious in granting them relief, because the sufferings of Jesus, his passion, it's the source of grace for us. It's the fountain of grace. It's where all our salvation comes from, specifically his death on the cross. The chaplet of divine mercy specifically is a prayer that focuses on his passion, and it calls upon God's mercy. We can call God's mercy into purgatory through the chaplet number 7. Number 6, the rosary. There was a saint whose name is escaping me right now, was said to have released over 1 million souls in purgatory simply by praying the rosary. And specifically, as you can imagine, the sorrowful mysteries are very, very powerful. So the rosary, it's your daily driver. I love it. This is one of, I think, the most ordinary, powerful ways that we can pray for them if you do it in a group. By the way, every day at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, either through Zoom, here's a number, or through YouTube Live, you can join this rosary group. There are more than, or about 300 of us that pray. Very, very powerful when you pray the rosary for the souls in purgatory, especially in a group. Number 5, obtaining indulgences. 2 types, plenary or full, and partial. I liken these to full or partial scholarships. You can read about how to obtain them, what they do, but essentially these obtain complete or partial pardon for these souls in purgatory, extremely powerful in helping them. Number 4, and I put this one as number 4 because it's often forgotten, acts of charity offered on their behalf. People will, and saints in the past would typically call this alms. Unbelievably powerful because charity covers a multitude of sin. Therefore, acts of charity offered on their behalf can cover an incredible multitude of their sins and defects, delivering them from purgatory, lifting them up into heaven. Number 3, because there's a soul in purgatory that revealed this to this one mystic, the stations of the cross. Now, you could say that one of the primary prayers focusing on the sufferings of Jesus is the stations of the cross. We are meditating directly on this. The one who started it all was the Blessed Mother. She would remember literally step by step the sufferings of her son, and she gave that to us as our inheritance as Catholics. Pray it for them, especially during Lent. Number 2, having masses said for the souls in purgatory. You can go to any religious website or your local parish and the parish office and have masses said for the souls in purgatory, either as a group or specifically for a particular person. Now, the number 1 way that we can help the souls in purgatory comes as no surprise, attending masses for them. Now, we can even attend multiple masses per day. We can attend 1 or 2, and it's more powerful if it's being offered for them, even more powerful if we're receiving communion at that mass. But the holy sacrifice of the mass is the most powerful. It's really the source of all these devotions and prayers. It's the place from which everything comes. Whenever we go, sometimes it can be so simple. That's what I love. Daily Mass can sometimes be so simple, yet it's deceptively simple because it's incredibly powerful. My friends, 27 different ways that we can help the souls in purgatory. Our faith gives us so many weapons, so many treasures to help them. Try to do them all, maybe even try to do them all in one day, but help them this Lent. Make this Lent about releasing as many souls in purgatory as possible God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.